My name is Sarah Parrett, and my family has been attending Nouveau Church for just under a year. My husband David and my daughter Giada, my son Luca, and I serve in Nouveau Kids. My family has been searching for a place to call home for a while now. And last winter, we were praying about it and we knew the time was right. So what we did was, just like anybody would do nowadays, we went to social media. And Nouveau Church was actually the first page to pop up. And the sign from God for us was that we saw someone that we really trusted and knew had also liked the page. So I called them and they invited us to join us. We felt like Nouveau was home before we even walked in the doors. So we got texts from Patrick and we got messages from other members of the team. And then we walk in the doors and we're greeted with joy and love and warmth. And we felt a sense of community in the first 2 minutes. And then we walk back to Nouveau Kids and blindly trust a group of people that we don't know to spend the morning with our children. And as parents, that's hard. But we felt a sense of peace. And I think that's because we looked at these leaders back there and we knew that they cared. And we could tell that they were there for a reason. And so we trusted them. And we haven't regretted that decision since we came. I'm a second grade teacher by trade. So for me, working with kids seemed like the natural fit. But I will tell you that that's not why I actually started volunteering. So my kids started coming home, and I remember my 3-year-old son, Luca, was saying, "Mom, I learned about Jesus in the Bible today, and he can do anything." As a mom, like, what's going on back there? I just feel like I have not been able to get through to him, and in 2 weeks, he's coming home and he's talking about the Lord. So I needed to know what they were teaching, right? My kids, I wanted to know how they were getting across to them. So I knew that I needed to be a part of that magic because my kids were feeling inspired, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. I met one-on-one with the Nouveau Kids team and the Nouveau Kids leadership, and they made sure that I felt prepared. They were telling me about, what we were doing with the kids. They were making sure that I felt comfortable back there. They let me shadow. They let me ask questions. So I felt safe, I felt heard, and I felt like I was able to go back there and feel ready and prepared to serve our kids, which in return serves our families. In my very first time serving elementary, there was a young man that walked back. It was his first time. He had never been to church. His family had never been to church, and he had never heard anything about Jesus. And so in that moment, my job was to make sure he felt comfortable, right? To make sure that he felt safe. That's my job. And he very clearly shared with me that he didn't want to be there. And I think some of that was because he didn't understand. And I think sometimes when you hear the word church as a kid, you're not sure what that means. And by the end of our time together, not only did he make friends, not only did he connect to the other leaders back there, but he wanted to come back. And I think in that moment, he felt safe and he felt cared for, and that's our job as leaders, is to meet kids where they're at. When I am back there with the elementary kids serving, they are so curious. They're asking questions. They're not afraid to learn more about the Lord. They're vulnerable. And as adults, I think sometimes we're afraid to do that. And so for me, over the last couple of months, I've really been able to ask myself more of those questions. I've been able to have more thoughtful conversations with my husband and really expect more out of my faith journey. And I think sometimes we forget how important those conversations with kids can be. Stop and watch them. Stop and watch how they love the Lord so openly, and I promise you will be changed. If you are on the fence about volunteering, I'm gonna ask you to pause for a second. And I feel like you're here for a reason, and God has already tugged you to think about this. I want you to know that there's a place for you, that no matter where you are at, whether you've been a follower of Jesus Christ for a day or 3 decades, that volunteering is going to help you grow closer to the Lord, and it's going to help you create more meaningful relationships, and it's going to help you ask more meaningful questions, and it will change your life.